What's everyone's favorite mode in here? I'm really partial to Locrian. Always like that diminished sound. So what's your favorite mode?
I don't know. I think my favorite mode, I like ice cream a la mode, apple pie a la mode. I like that. The Bolognian mode is one of my favorite modes. It's got kind of a salty bacon taste. The modes are, here's how I think of the modes. The modes are how you interpret a chord change. Okay, is the C chord a 1 chord or is it a 4 chord? Okay, if it's a 1 chord, I play the Ionian mode. You could say to yourself. I could also play the Dorian mode, the D Dorian, and the E Phrygian, and the F Lydian, right? And the G Mixolydian, because it's all a frickin' C scale, right? Okay, so it doesn't matter. Now, if I interpret that C chord as a G, in the key of G, it's the 4 chord, and so I start playing G scales against that, or in other words, G Ionian, A Dorian, B Phrygian, you see C Lydian, you see, it's all the same. It's just the key of G. You interpret it as that. Then you get a Lydian sound. So I like to look at the modes kind of reverse. It's how you interpret where a chord is. Okay. So for instance, the 3 chord in the key of C. How do you interpret that chord? Do you interpret it as the key of C, an E minor, and then I play a C scale against it? Oh, but that F doesn't sound that. Now, if I interpret that E minor as the 2 chord in the key of D, I get this sound. Right? Then I get the 9th, the 6th. So I'm interpreting it as D Dorian. Now, let's say I have a song in the key of C. Then goes to E minor. Now what if I play C? I play C major sounds. And when it goes to E, I'm going to play D major sound. Doesn't that sound better as opposed to C major sounds? And then to E as still C major sound? Right? It's how you interpret that 3 chord. Now I could interpret it as 2 of Dorian. I could 3 of C chord of C, right? 3 of C. I could also call it 6 of G. Now if I use 6 of G, I've got a C natural and an F sharp. So the only difference is 1 tone. Do I want the C sharp? Do I want the C natural? So, to be honest, the modes, I think half the time do more damage than good. Okay, so there are modal songs, I get that. But it's how you interpret the chord, okay?
Yeah. There's another question here from Tom that just came in. Rich, what would you be thinking as you improvise over So What?
All right, so you've got it. Are we in the key of D minor? Let's say we're in D minor. So you got a D minor, and then it goes to E flat minor, right? So D minor. So how do you want to interpret that chord? The D minor, are you going to interpret it as 2? Okay, let's say yes, 2. So now I'm in the key of C. So I like. it goes to E flat. Now I'm in the key of D flat. So that's going to bring out a certain sound quality. Now I could do D minor and say, okay, wait a minute, let's do D harmonic minor over that. Wait a minute, I sure like that C sharp sound. Ooh, but do I like the B flat sound? Not really. It sounds too much like Middle Eastern thing or something. But I like that C sharp. Well, why don't I use D melodic minor? So why don't I use them both? All right, so you could use D harmonic minor, D melodic minor, D Dorian, anything you want. It's America. So now you have to decide. One of the things that I think is so cool about the Dorian mode, if you say to yourself, all right, what are the chords in the Dorian mode? Well, they're exactly the same as C major, right? And D Dorian, exactly the same as C major. So why don't I do some of the arpeggios out of C major against the D minor? So that's an E minor. Here's an A minor. How about a G7? Okay, all those have just really nice sound. So it would be the whatever you want, you know. So that's why I don't like to say just use the D Dorian mode. I say interpret it as the 2 chord of C, and then play everything that's in the key of C. Okay, that's what I like to do. And you could do the same thing with D melodic minor. Play all the chords in the D melodic minor, and you get all these really cool sounds. Okay. So I think the most important thing is when you start improvising is playing phrases. Play a phrase that's nice. Play a phrase that takes from those scales. It's the phrase that's king. The phrase, say it with me. It's the phrase that's king. Say it, Wes. It's the phrase that's king.
Sounds like a radio thing. It's the phrase that pays. Coming up on the traffic on the 9s.
I said the phrase that's, yeah, good. Hi, Rich here again. I just wanted to say thanks for checking out my videos. If you like it, hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and sign up for those notifications so you can see all the cool guitar videos we put out each week. If you want more lessons right now, I have hundreds of them at guitarcollegelibrary.com. Check out our low-price monthly streaming memberships. And if you want to learn jazz, check out my course, Jazz Guitar Improv. I take beginner jazz players and get them playing awesome solos on the fly. You'll see the link for the JGI course in the description below. Hey, thanks again for watching my channel. We'll see you again real soon with a new video.